bright out here, even though the sun's not out.
Yeah, it's real glary.
Can you guys hear us?
Testing 1, 2, 3.
We don't want to scream. We're outside. It actually is beautiful temperature-wise, but right behind us there's some building going on in this motor coach resort that we're in. Maybe we'll show you a little bit of that. So we'll be stopping every time there's pounding.
A little bit of noise.
Or you might hear some pounding.
There's a guy setting up behind us too, so we'll see how that goes.
Maybe you can see that. Another motor coach in the motor coach resort.
All right. Hey, if you're new to our channel, I am Peyton.
No, I'm Peyton. That's a lie. I'm Andrea. He's Peyton.
Okay. Happy Friday. It's Red Shirt Friday for us. We got our red shirts on. And if you don't have a red shirt for Friday, get out there on skydo.com, go to our store, and get you one. We've got a couple different ones.
Yeah, we have Red Shirt Fridays. A lot of our YouTube friends have red shirts also, so just go out and get you a red shirt to wear on Friday.
And remember all those deployed. That's what we're doing it for.
We do always look around for people.
Yeah, we do. On Fridays, we're definitely looking who's got a red shirt on.
Who's got a red shirt on.
Especially if there's a couple or 2 or 3 people and they all have red shirts. Yeah, good job. We wanted to revisit our fears from when we very first started talking and looking to full-time RV.
Yeah, before we even had an RV, if you go back, I'll put the link to that video below so you can find it easy. It's got really awful audio, but you can see the fears that we're going to tell you about anyway. But you could go watch that, one of the very first videos we had. Some subscribers mentioned that we revisit those, so here we are.
We've had a few comments that said, hey, we'd like to see you revisit your fears and how you feel about it now that you've been on the road for a couple, 3 years. Hey, stick around to the end of this video and we're going to tell you any new fears that we currently have.
Yeah.
All right, this is one of our first videos, and I think this is now about 4 years ago. Currently, we are in our 4th year of travel right now. So it was before we had an RV, so it would have been over 4 years ago.
Yeah, I can February.
That was a great video. I tell you one thing, watching that video again, and oh man, I miss my truck. I tell you what, I really miss having that GMC truck I had.
It's a nice truck.
But anyway, the very first fear that we mentioned and Andrea mentioned was being retired, and I think us being together. So how do you feel about that after 4 years on the road?
So being retired is, it's great, right? Because you don't have a bedtime or a wake-up time, but it is definitely weird because sometimes we don't know what day it is. He'll remind me that it's Friday, so I know to put my red shirt on, but no, being retired is pretty great, right?
Yeah, it's pretty great. I would say it is confusing if you don't have a good schedule. We've had schedules, got out of schedules, and we have really talked about it the last few weeks. We need to get back on a normal schedule, getting up maybe a little bit earlier than we're doing right now, which is we're not getting up too late, but I think having a schedule is important for us.
Yeah, we're kind of, we like some, is it consistency? Routine? I don't know. We both function pretty good on a schedule in some areas, and being retired while footloose and fancy free is pretty great, but it sometimes you just...
I think a schedule is good for us. It works out well for us.
Yeah, easily you can be lazy on some of the things you shouldn't be lazy on, so...
Yeah.
But retired life, what about work for you in retired life? Because he's the one that was working 60 hours. He's the one who really...
Yeah, I tell you, I think being retired for me is finding ways to keep yourself busy so you don't get bored, because you're used to being very busy. And I've, started playing golf again. I actually started riding mountain bikes. I enjoy that. And of course we get out and do a lot of stuff. So it's not like we're sitting around all the time and don't have anything to do. And hey, if it comes down to it, you're probably going to be fixing something, cleaning something, organizing something. So we stay busy.
Yeah. I think I also said in that video about like getting to pick our own places to go. Uncle Sam kind of dictated our living places for 30 plus years. We had assignments, we went there, and now we get to pick them our own selves, which is kind of cool. We're hitting a lot of places that we wanted to hit, and there's so much out there.
My number one fear was buyer's remorse. I was worried about getting an RV that was just a lemon loaded with problems, because you see all the different tech forums that talked about all the problems happening. I was very fearful of that, getting the wrong RV that I'd have to work on all the time. And I have had to work on Winston, but I think overall, Winston has been a great RV for us. It's definitely, we love the floor plan.
Yeah.
We've made a few mods ourselves to make it more of our own, but we definitely like it, and I have zero buyer's remorse.
Yep, There's no buyer's remorse. We did our homework. We did get inspected, and you know, it's been. I wish I want to knock on wood because you know what, but it's been really great. Peyton takes great care of it, and the previous owners did as well, and so we're good to go on that fear.
Yeah.
We don't have a lemon.
So number 2 fear for Andrea was not liking it.
Mm-hmm.
Getting out there and just not being what you thought it was going to be. So where are you at now?
So it's been good. That still, I mean, it was definitely a fear, and no, I enjoy RVing. Do I want a house right now? Well, stick around to the end, maybe you'll hear that. But no, it is all it's cracked up to be. It's pretty great. We're seeing a lot of great things. We're seeing our family a lot more. No, it's been good.
Yeah. If you remember in the video, I mentioned my number 2 fear was Andrea not liking it. So I think that's still a case for me, probably every once in a while, but for the most part, we've had a great time. We got to see a lot of great people, and I meet a lot of great people and hang out with friends. But even more importantly, we see family more than we ever did.
Yeah, we've been.
So it has opened that up for us.
Yeah, it's not just a week-long vacation where you fly in, fly out. We're spending weeks sometimes with family, and so that's some serious quality time. So that actually has been great. And I have liked it.
Yeah. Okay, good. All right, your next fear was being without modern conveniences.
Correct.
So, internet, you know, maybe not getting a long, cold, warm shower or whatever it is. So, where do you think you're at on that?
Showers have been totally fine. I don't feel like, I mean, of course, water pressure, whatever. You know, whatever park you're in has.
Yeah, you're limited to whatever the pressure is for the park. That's just the way it is. Yeah. Or you can, you know, the water pump and give yourself a little bit more pressure. Yeah,
so the modern conveniences in the RV, I don't feel like anything's missing. It's just a lot smaller space. I don't need all that stuff. You know, you get used to it when you're in a big old house. You get used to having all those things. And I definitely don't need any of those. And there's a Walmart or a Target on every corner, it seems like. So I'm never without any things. It's sometimes we'll go to travel day and I'll be like, oh, we got to stock up, when I forget we're driving to the next town and there'll be another store. So there's no missing modern conveniences that way, and the showers are fine.
One of the biggest challenges in the very beginning was internet for us.
Yeah.
You know, do you buy a Pepwave router? Do you get a puck from FMCA? Whatever the case may be, we did settle on a few things that has really worked well for us.
Not the Pepwave.
Not the Pepwave, but the Pepwave is fine. You just need to find a plan to fit a chip in the Pepwave. That's been the biggest plan.
The Pepwave in our RV is never, ever, 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 ever used. Never.
Not anymore. Not since we changed to FMCA and they provide the devices. We truthfully haven't. There's been a few parks that I've turned it on and got on the park Wi-Fi, but usually the park Wi-Fi is so slow that, you know, we don't need it. And I hate it, but that's, you know, we did what we needed to do at the time to try to make it all work, and we just don't use it anymore.
Not at all.
So if anybody's looking for a Pepwave router, I've got one and I will sell it to you. But yeah, the internet, you know, FaceTiming our family.
Streaming shows. Sports.
Yeah, just keeping in contact with family has been the biggest part, you know, so it's all working out. It's all working out great, and we've made it work.
Right.
We figured it out.
Right, and we just have all the providers, and so we haven't taken the big jump to Starlink yet. Haven't needed it yet. Who knows?
Who knows what we'll do?
TBD.
I mean, we definitely looked at it, but it's all TBD right now
TBD.
for Starlink.
Who knows?
My biggest fear was crashing our RV, which is essentially our house with everything we own in it. I would say that is still a fear, and it's something that I do every trip. Try to plan before the trip, plan the route, look at it on Google Earth, look at it on a satellite. You know, I'm always worried about low-lying trees, in parks, down roads, especially old country roads and curvy roads. We have had issues where there's trees down and you just use all the lane to try to avoid it. So I do have a saw in here that I'm not scared to saw a limb off to make sure we don't scratch Winston.
Right.
But I think the biggest thing is taking it slow and easy. We don't really go slow necessarily, but we do try not to push too much and, you know, make something bad happen. So we do everything we can to mitigate risk.
Right. Nobody wants to crash your house.
No.
You don't want your house, your sticks and bricks to catch on fire.
Everybody knows how difficult it is to get things fixed these days. So it would take a while, and then where do we live, and those kind of things. So, and it's just total inconvenience. So we would not want to do that, and you know, he's all we got. So
yeah, I mean, that fear will never go away. You always,
think so.
always worried about. It's big. We don't want to crash it. We don't want to crash anything small either. So yeah, that fear's still there.
Just don't want to be in a crash period.
No crashes period.
Doesn't matter how
Correct.
or what we're in. We just don't want to be in any kind of
That's
crashes.
right.
But that's pretty much our fears right there from previous RV time.
So the
Anything
bonus
that bothers you, or
yeah, what we said to stick around till the end for are our current fears. So there's always the fear of when we do decide to buy a house. We are planning ahead. We're getting our, little, what do you call it, nest egg?
Yeah.
Our exit plan money is building, so when that time comes that we can actually, and we decide where we want to live for one, because we have no idea where we want to live.
Right.
So when that time comes, we'll be able to have the means to do that. But this is into year 4 right now, and honestly, when we left this time, I told him, and I've said a couple times, and to other people, I'm just not as excited this year. This is year 4, and I'm just not as excited as I was the first few years. So I don't know if that's just a moment, or if that's like gonna go away. So that's my big fear. I guess it's not a fear about, I'm excited to figure out where we're going to live someday. We're prepping for that. So the only fear I currently have is, do I really still want to do this? Do you have anything?
I don't have that fear. I do want to do this, and I do want to do it, and I want to do. There's a lot more. I don't know. I don't have a time limit. There's a lot more to see out there. Now I will tell you the challenge for us in our mindset on it is our family's growing, and we have our 3rd grandchild coming next month. And we love our grands. I mean, that is our world. And then we have 2 more coming at the end of the year. So we have 5 grandchildren by the end of the year. And we really want to be a part of their lives as much as possible. So that's kind of where I think the challenge will become for us, personally. It's not a new fear, but again, my fear is, always crashing our house. So we don't have a backup, and we don't have, like a lot of people have a house or a condo or something like that. We don't have something like that we can go to. We could go to family and friends if we had to.
We would.
And we absolutely would, and we would make it work. But I really don't want to do that if I don't have to. And so really that's the only fear I got right now.
It's pretty good then.
Yeah, I think it's really good.
Yeah.
And I think if you're worried about fears getting on the road and what you would do, especially if you're not doing it, thinking of probably things you see on YouTube, really put those out and just weigh what's the chances of them really happening. Yeah. And if you do that, you'll probably realize it's a low chance, I think, and get out there.
I know, a lot of people say it, start small, just get out and do what you can do with what you have. If you want to do it, try it. There's always a way to get out of it. So it's not I mean, you're not stuck doing it.
Stuck.
So if you want to get out there, get out there. Mm-hmm. We are still out here, and we hope to see you guys out there somewhere.
Hey, we really appreciate the people that said, hey, we want to know what your current fears are, and revisit those old fears. We appreciate that. Leave us a comment about that, and hey, if there's a fear you have and you're curious about it, hey, let us know. Yeah. Let us give you an opportunity to give our opinion. That's all it is our opinion. Everybody's has one. And, we like to tell you what we worry about and not worry about.
So be sure that you leave us a comment on our fears revisited. And also, if you have any fears about this life, you can ask us questions. We'll let you know if we've had that too and how we worked our way around it maybe. Help subside my fears about wanting to get out of this guy and get a place when he doesn't want to. I mean, what happens when you guys are on different pages? What do you do then? Yeah. Be sure to like this video as well. And hey, check to make sure you're still a subscriber. We could use about...
I would say 98.
98. So we have a couple thousand of you out there. So if we could get 98,000 more people.
Yeah, tell your friends. And it doesn't cost you anything. It's free. Get out there.
It's free.
Get out there and just hit subscribe. And tell your friends, hit subscribe. Yeah. Hey, let's get something going here, and let's see if we can make this happen.
Let's go, y'all.
Yeah.
Subscribe.
And we really appreciate you watching, all seriousness, because there's a lot of YouTubers out there, and there's a lot of people,
a lot of RV YouTubers.
Yeah, a lot of RV YouTubers out there. Yeah. And we appreciate you spending time with us and watching our channel.
Yeah, and we'd appreciate you hitting that subscribe and just being in our life with us that way.
Yes. Yeah. Hit that bell so you know when we're going to put out a new video.
That's right. So until next time, everybody, seatbelts on.
Hey, seatbelts on.